Hey guys, and welcome back to another versus matchup video. Today we have Frieza from the Namek Saga versus General Zod from Post-Crisis DC Comics. The reason why I'm using Namek Saga Frieza and not, Dragon Ball Super Frieza is because Golden Frieza is just way too overpowered, as the research would indicate within a couple seconds into looking at this. So Namek Saga Frieza should make this a lot more interesting and close. So yeah, I hope you enjoy Frieza versus General Zod. We're going to first talk about strength feats. Now, Frieza doesn't have that many strength feats whatsoever. However, we should be able to scale him to Goku, as they're around the same power level. Goku was able to train at 100 times Earth's normal gravity and got to a power level of 90,000. And by the time he fought Frieza, he was at power level of 3 million. And then as a Super Saiyan, he was around 180 million. Which would mean that Frieza at 100% would first of all be able to endure Earth's gravity by 100 times, and then times 300 or 33.33333, as that's we need to times the 90,000 by to get 3 million, and then times that by 50 again to then get Frieza's lifting strength, and it came out to this number. And to put it in layman's terms, that is around a small star. So Frieza can just lift up small stars. General Zod, on the other hand, doesn't have that many feats whatsoever. His only one is that he's equal to Superman in pretty much everything. So if we were to use Superman feats for this, and essentially General Zod's character, then we should get a rough estimation as to how strong he is. Superman in Post-Crisis was able to hold up a black hole that was the size of a speck of dust. So, while a black hole is more impressive than a star, it is way smaller than it. So, their strength is about equal, if not probably Frieza's is more potent. However, within Post-Crisis, Superman has been seen lifting up a book with infinite pages. However, this could be debunked for a few reasons. First off, the book is already floating. Second, he needed help. 3, he didn't even lift it. And 4, for something to have infinite mass, for each page to have mass, and for it to have infinite pages, it cannot take up a finite space. So that you have to question the validity of that. And even if he was able to lift up something with infinite pages, that still wouldn't place him above Universal, because that would mean that not all universes are infinite and some are. So the point goes to Frieza, but it's really close, it's not by much at all. Going on to speed, and Goku was able to travel from one end of planet Namek to the other, he was able to cross the planet within not even a second. So if we were to highball him and say that Namek is the same kind of diameter as Earth, as Bulma was unaffected by, and she was just a regular human, by the gravity I mean, and he was able to do it in 1/100th of a second, and then put in the multipliers of 33 and 50, and Frieza or Goku would have to be moving around 8 trillion times the speed of light. Meanwhile, Superman, he's faster than that in Post-Crisis. He was able to travel from Vega to Earth within a few seconds as well, which would take around 5 quintillion times the speed of light for travel speed. So, yeah, this is quite a short section, but General Zod is quite a bit faster than Frieza. Going on to durability, and Frieza is really quite durable. Because he's a Dragon Ball character, he should be able to take as much as they can output, which we'll get onto when it comes to energy and ki blasts within the ability section. But what you need to know is that he is around large star level, and as we already know as well, he can lift a small star too. He has been cut in half, blasted by the Kamehameha, and then the planet that he was on after all of that exploded, and he was still survived. Granted, he needed to get obviously a lot of medical help, but he was still alive. Meanwhile, Superman, he was able to take a hit from the Sun Eater, who could destroy multiple star systems, which means that General Zod is more durable, or probably more durable than Frieza, as Frieza, one large star compared to a few You know, there's a bit of a difference there, but yeah, Zod has the edge in durability, although it isn't by a large amount. Going on to abilities, weaponry, and such, Frieza can fly, has telekinesis, which can also paralyze people in place. He has Ki Enzan-like attacks that can chop cut pretty much anything through. There is a little bit of a power gap, like, you know, if you're so weak and your opponent is so powerful, the Ki Enzan might not work. However, it needs to be quite a substantial gap. Frieza can also fire death beams, you know, specifically, you know, to pierce through chests. He can also, like, with his energy blasts, in his weakest form, destroyed planet Vegeta, which has been calculated out to be a dwarf star level feat, as planet Vegeta is so much larger than Earth. And, you know, put in the right multipliers to get to his final form 100% power, that would come out to quite the large star, possibly even low star system. He can fire energy blasts from his eyes. He has low regeneration, like, it's not like a immediate factor, but like when he transformed from his second to his final form, he grew a little bit of his tail back, for example. Also to keep that in mind, he has 4 transformations. The first one with a power level of 330,000, the second one with a power level of 1 million, the third one with approximately 2 million, though I'm pretty sure there isn't a actual source backing this up. His final form at 5% was 3 million, his final form at 50% was 50 million, and at 100% was around 150 to 180 million. He also has extreme resistance to heat and cold temperatures. He can also create after images as well. So needless to say, Frieza is quite versatile and has a really good set of abilities. This Walmart version of Superman has laser eyes and super breath and literally nothing else beyond all we've already discussed. Okay, that is a slight exaggeration, he can breathe in space. I think it's safe to say that Frieza definitely takes the abilities in weapons section. Although it is good to know, though, that he is a military general and has good fighting experience. Now for the conclusion. This is an extremely close fight, considering like how their feats compare to each other. Like, they're both consistently star level and a little bit beyond that. We know that Frieza is slightly stronger, but only just, and is way more versatile. And we know that General Zod is way faster and only slightly more durable. So this is obviously a quite close fight. However, what decides this fight is 3 of Frieza's techniques and abilities. The Ki Enzan attack, the telekinesis, and the paralysis ability that his telekinesis is technically a part of. He could just, you know, freeze Zod in place and cut him in half. It's, you know, I think that's the best way that Frieza can win. Besides that, I don't really see much of a way he can, considering that, you know, he would have to use ranged attacks to hit Zod, because those will do the most damage compared to his physical strength. However, because Zod is so much more faster, he would just, you know, dodge it or get close in to Frieza. Since, you know, he's a military general, he has experience, he would know how to beat him. And speaking of which, Zod could definitely beat Frieza. Like, no questions asked. Like, it's quite equal, and he can overcome Frieza's durability. However, because of that scenario that I think would play out, and because of how close it is, I would have to give the win to Namek Saga Frieza. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, dislike and unsubscribe. Or actually, on that note, you know, I heard from YouTube statistics that only negative 746.7 people have subscribed. Don't question the logistics of that. And if we're lucky, we could stop my maths teacher from overtaking me in subscribers.